This is Into Math 3rd grade, lesson 4.5, multiply with 8. I can alternate between strategies and properties to multiply with 8. I can determine the best strategy to use for different factors and problems. Please gather your workbook and a pencil and turn to page 100. We will start under Build Understanding. Question 1. Margot has an 8-foot long measuring tape. She measures the distance around a rectangle on the floor of a stage. She finds that the distance around the rectangle is 4 measuring tapes. How many feet are in the 4 measuring tapes? So here they have a picture to the side of the stage, and part A is asking us to show how you can use a number line, which they provide below, and counting equal groups to help solve the problem. So we know again that one measuring tape is 8 feet long, and she used 4 measuring tapes. And they want to know, well, how long is 4 measuring tapes? So we can start here at 0, and we can go to the first measuring tape, which would end at 8 feet. Now, if you want to pause this video and try this on your own, you're welcome to do that and come back and check, or you're welcome to stay and follow along. So that would be 1 measuring tape. Now let's go to 8 more, and we would end here at 16 for the second measuring tape. And then we would go to the next group of 8, which would land at 24. That would be the third one, and the final one would end at 32. So we have one group of 8, another group of 8, another group of 8, and our final group of 8. So 8 4 times. Part B, what numbers did you land on as you count? Well, we circled those, so you can write them in here with me. These are the numbers. And then our final number where we landed, how many feet are in 4 measuring tapes? There are 32 feet. On the same page is question 2. The dancers in a ballet are performing on a stage that has side lengths of 7 meters and 8 meters. What is the area of the stage? Part A asks us to draw an area model to show the area of the stage, and then use the distributive property and facts you know to show another way to solve the problem. Let's first start by drawing the area model. So we can go ahead and make a rectangle. We can label the sides because they provide the information. There are 7 meters on one side and 8 meters on the other. We have now labeled and shown the area model to show the area of the stage. This is what the multiplication equation would be to find the area, but we are going to use the distributive property and the facts we know to show another way to solve this problem. If you can remember, with distributive property, we are going to take one of the sides and break them up to make 2 smaller arrays or 2 smaller numbers to help us multiply, because sometimes multiplying with larger numbers is a little more tricky or a little harder to remember. So we're going to look at the 8 meters, and we're just going to break the 8 meters into half. So that means now there would be 4 on this side and 4 on this side, and there still would be 7 rows. So we'll take this 8, and we will say that it is 4 plus 4, which is the same thing we did here in our model. Now that we have created 2 different arrays, I have colored them pink and yellow to help visualize and understand which array I'm talking about. So let's take a look at the pink one first. So we need to write in 7 times 4 here to explain that we're looking for the area of this array, and then we need to write 7 times this 4, which means we're looking for the area of this array, the yellow one. And so we need to find the product of 7 times 4 here and 7 times 4 here and put those answers right here. So if you want to pause the video and try that on your own, go ahead. And then when you come back, you can follow along to know that 7 times 4 makes 28. And again, this is the same problem. 7 times 4 makes 28. And then our job is to add the products, which would be 28 plus 28. And if you'd like to pause and try that on your own, you may do so. And when you come back, you will find that the answer is 56. So the area of the stage is 56 square meters. Please turn to page 101 under Step It Out, question 3. A band buys caps for each of the band members. Each cap costs $9. The band buys 8 caps. What is the cost of 8 caps? So they give us the multiplication equation, which shows 8 caps that are $9 is how much money. They've already created this for us. Now let's follow the instructions under Part A and Part B to help us find more strategies on other ways that we could solve this word problem besides just writing 8 times 9, because we're trying to learn more strategies here. Part A gives us the strategy to use a fours fact and double. And the reason we're using a fours fact is because 8 can be broken into 2 parts of 4. So 4 plus 4 makes 8, and then if we double each fours fact, then we will find the same answer as 8 times 9. So find the fours fact and complete. 4 times 9. If you'd like to pause the video and try this on your own and come back, you may do so. 4 times 9 makes 36. So now that I have this fact, I can double the product. 36 plus 36. And again, you can pause the video and come back. But when you add 36 and 36, you will get 72. So that is one strategy, would be to find the fours fact and double to help. Now let's take a look at the next part, Part B, which says to use the commutative and associative properties and doubling to help. So these are the strategies we're going to use to solve this equation a different way. The first part says to use a fours fact, break apart the factor 8 into 2 smaller factors. The word factors means that I will be using multiplication. So when I break apart 8 into factors, I'm going to create 4 times 2 to make 8. So I'm going to write a 2 here so that I can replace the 8 with this multiplication problem using a fours fact. Now I will change the order and the grouping of the factors to show 2 groups. This is the associative property, which tells me that when the grouping of the factors is changed, the product remains the same. The reason we're changing this grouping is because it's a lot easier to multiply any number by 2. So our factors were 4, 2, and 9, and now we have regrouped to make 2 times 4 times 9. So we're going to move that 9 and group the 4 and the 9 together because it's easier to multiply one number by 2. And so this is another strategy that we're using to solve this equation. Now we are simply going to multiply the factors in the parentheses because we always multiply what's in the parentheses first. So if you want to pause this and come back, 4 times 9 would be 36. And then we would double the product of 4 times 9 here because instead of doing 2 times 36, we're trying to make it easier for ourselves. And so we would write 36 plus 36, which we've already done once before, and that gives us the answer of 72. So the cost of the caps is $72. We'd put a dollar sign in front of this. And again, we'd finish out our equation as well here. So we've gone over some different strategies, all to help you, give you more tools to solve equations with real life problems. Feel free to go back and rewatch this video and pause along the way at any time as needed.